Okay folks, here's a quick review of the split cycle Superman figure that was produced by Mattel as a part of the Man of Steel line of products. I picked this up at Walmart for $6.99. Now, I've only just recently started seeing these Man of Steel figures and other Man of Steel offerings like the Movie Masters figures begin to show up in retail stores in my area. And I have to admit, I was a little bit curious about some of these smaller scale figures, and seeing that some of them don't come with silly gimmick accessories, like some of the figures in G.I. Joe Retaliation, I thought I'd get a few of these to see what they were like. Okay, when I first got the figure out of its blister pack, I had a mixed reaction. This is somewhat of a decent 3 3/4 representation of Superman from the upcoming Man of Steel film. The costume does have some nice detailing on it, but facially it doesn't really look very much like Henry Cavill. And as we all know, that's the actor who is going to be portraying Superman in the upcoming Man of Steel film. Articulation joints on this figure were a decidedly mixed bag. I had no problem in moving the head and elbows. The shoulders were a bit hard to move, and hip movement is restricted due to the figure's butt sculpt being enlarged, which I thought was, I have to admit, that was pretty weird. But unfortunately, this figure has no waist, knee, or ankle articulation, so you won't be able to get this Superman into very many action poses, and that is regrettable. His cape is made of cloth and not plastic, like it was on the Movie Master Superman figure. Paint apps were done fairly well. The only flaw that I found was on his right boot, where the red paint had slopped onto the blue of his costume. However, I have seen several of these figures that had horrible paint app errors, like botched S logos, horrible looking faces, and other numerous defects. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'll give you a closer look as to what this Superman figure looks like. Okay. Split cycle Superman comes with one accessory, so let me pan down real quick and I'll show you what that is. The figure stand that you see him standing on was not included in the package. Okay, so as you can see, Superman comes with a motorcycle that can be split into two sections, just like this. And there it is. Okay. Now, you can pose Superman holding both portions of this motorcycle in an action pose to, I guess, simulate his ripping it apart. Or you can assemble it and possibly try to attain a pose where he is physically throwing this motorcycle in one piece at, I guess, General Zod or something else. Anyway, the motorcycle itself is painted in a rather plain-looking gray color, and it does not have working wheels or any other type of functionality. Alright, back to the figure itself. What I'll do now is a quick 360 of Split Cycle Superman and let you see what he looks like from all sides. Okay. So overall, I'd have to say that this figure is merely just okay, and that's it. It's just okay. This Superman figure is being sold at a cheap price point, and it does have some decent detailing on it, but I feel that those strengths are offset due to its very limited articulation, so you won't be able to get very many action poses out of it. The included motorcycle is very bland looking, and it really serves no purpose except as a display accompaniment. So therefore, I can only give this figure a borderline fair recommendation, and even saying that is being a bit generous on my part. I'd only get this if you're a die-hard Superman fan, or if you're looking for a Man of Steel movie representation of Superman in this 3 3/4 inch scale as possibly a small desk decoration. Otherwise, I think you can safely pass on adding this figure to your Superman collection. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.